It sure is nice driving my 2020 Chevy Silverado.
Hi, Squidward.
Hello, guess who it is? It's Ian Gibbs, and welcome back to my ability comparison series, where I review an ability that exists across two games, particularly AUT and Sakura Stand, then judge which version looks flashier and fares better in their respective metas. In actuality, I just use these ability comparisons as an excuse to indirectly talk smack about Sakura Stand for the next 8 minutes. Now, for this entire series, I've only covered stands from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, mainly because I love JoJo and its power systems, but also because JoJo is the reason why games like AUT and Sakura Stand exist. It's premeditated. That all changes today, because I'm taking a look at a highly requested spec and the first non-JoJo ability of ability comparison, Cid Kagenou from the Eminence and Shadow. Okay, to be honest, I've never heard of this anime prior to these games adding this fella. And don't lie to me, I know some of you were the same way. And unlike JoJo, I only have a vague understanding of the Eminence and Shadow from YouTube videos randomly appearing in my recommended. Like how this creature looks extremely huggable and that road tar can be used as implants, so Cid Kagenou will definitely make for a confusing ability comparison. And that's AUT's Cid. I presume this is an edgy character. Yay. Jokes aside, this is a pretty detailed player model. One thing I like about AUT is how they'll take the time to provide an ability with a special overlay for your avatar, while leaving other abilities with no player models and outdated stand models. Look, I gotta mention it, okay? The 47 moves this thing has are cleanly animated with solid VFX, and judging solely by what I loosely think Cid's powers are, this is quite the visually versatile moveset. I didn't know he could make entrapping spider webs, but now I do. The highest beatdown looks nice, even though I don't really know what's going on as an outsider, and the atomic move kinda looks rushed compared to everything else. I mean, it'll suffice, especially with the extra camera angles, but I know the AUT devs can do more than just a translucent cylinder. But other than that, everything looks good in my opinion. I got a lot to say about Cid's playstyle, however. To say this moveset is an all-rounder would be an understatement. Although rushdown and AoE attacks are what stand out here, this thing wants to get you, and it shows with how ungodly the hitboxes are on at least half of these moves. Add some healing properties to some of the moves, and your opponent is in for a good time. But this all-rounder mentality doesn't stop with move variety. Okay, so take all the pointers I've mentioned about AUT's combat across these ability comparisons, then cram them all into a singular spec. Yeah, Cid is a certified wildcard, an ability comparison season finale if I ever did see one. On one hand, some moves are quick enough to allow for combo potential, while on the other hand, there are moves you'd be risky to perform with how long your startups are. This thing is just its own spectrum. You either whittle away your opponent's health or decimate them with slow but heavy-hitting attacks, or you just die. It's your call. I won't judge. Not to mention how Cid is extremely meter hungry, adding another dimension to this already layered moveset. And don't even get me started on the atomic move. Using it is just a hate crime at that point. The amount of times I've been killed by a Cid player trying to hoard the desert NPCs with atomic is abysmal. To summarize, AUT Cid is quite visually stunning to an oblivious individual like myself. But while the moves are indeed powerful, actually landing them can be extremely situational, even when compared to the average AUT ability. You're basically playing one big game of calling your opponent's bluff when using Cid, and it gets a 9 out of 10 for that reason. Alright, next up. 借り物の力で最強に至る道はない! And that's Sakura Stan's Cid. I'm carrying a metal stick. Doesn't seem like much to some, but as a male, I see power within the stick. I know I'm talking about the sword too much, but AUT literally provided a player model. How am I supposed to overlook that? On the plus side, the VFX makes up for it. Everything from the flames to the slashes are pretty solid. I did notice how the moves themselves are more about strength and technique when compared to AUT, but at least I've learned that Cid can apparently stop time. Infinite IQ here. But while it's definitely showing some age, the moveset is still pretty nice to look at. Well, except for the highest beatdown. I'm still wondering about the schematics of this move from AUT. Here you just fly around like a mosquito with no guarantee of hitting an opponent. I will say that Sakura Stan's atomic move is superior. There's a lot more visual and audible oomph to it, so the moveset is visually more basic. But the real selling point is its utility. Projectiles, AoE, combo potential, Sakura Stan, yada yada yada, you get the gist. But compared to the other abilities we've judged so far, Cid's combo strings are pretty extreme. You are easily capable of landing 90% of Cid's moves on someone after a single M1. It's nuts, and I'm allergic. There's also moderate cooldowns, on-the-fly stat buffs, and passive healing, which is nice to see, but then you stop and think why this is only exclusive to some abilities when the relentlessness of this game's NPCs might as well ask you to heal during downtime. What I'm trying to say is this thing is pretty sick. Simply put, Sakura Stan's Cid practically has everything that makes it one of the most powerful abilities in the game. But like most things from these devs, the visuals and animations could use some tweaking, so the score stands at a 9.5 out of 10. Despite this, it still means that Sakura Stan has the definitive Cid Kagenou, a rare win for this flawed but enjoyable game, and what a way to end the ability comparisons of 2025. From the Harbinger of Calamity to 2010 Slime Videos Incarnate, we've judged a lot during my time here. Yes, we. While I was busy judging these abilities, you stuck around to judge my content, and quite the judgment you've given. You cheered me on, you wanted me to continue, to which I hope I've delivered. I still may be a little guy in this sea of content creators, like most things in my life, but I've definitely cemented myself as a rising force in this YouTube community, and I've ultimately grown as an artist and an individual up to this point. And throughout all of this, you've judged me accordingly. You know what to expect from me, and I hope to continue meeting your expectations until I can't anymore. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Man, what a year. I should probably celebrate.